Here's one of the best examples of Australopithecus afarensis. This was a set of fossils that was discovered in the 70s by Johansen and Gray, named Lucy. And Lucy was she lived about 3.2 million years ago. She was very small, only about 3 feet tall. She had a very small brain. And she was bipedal, and being bipedal, in fact, is one of the characteristics of the hominin lineage. And interestingly, there have been some fossilized footprints identified in Tanzania. And we can see from these that there appears to have been a mother from the species Australopithecus afarensis, and she was holding the hands of her child. And they must have been walking in ash from recent volcanic activity. And then that ash hardened and preserved these footprints so that we can see them today. And we can clearly see that they were bipedal. So the species preceding modern humans is called Homo erectus. Homo erectus evolved around 2 million years ago. And then after the origin of Homo erectus in Africa, Homo erectus spread across Eurasia. And indeed, shown here are some of the oldest fossils of Homo erectus, dated to as early as 1.9 million years ago in Indonesia. And this species was very successful, lasting to as recently as 25,000 years ago in Southeast Asia. A very interesting recent finding was a set of fossils identified on the island of Flores, which is within Indonesia. And these fossils actually show some characteristics that look very similar to Homo erectus. And for that reason, it was proposed that this species may have directly evolved from a Homo erectus ancestor that arrived on that island about 1 million years ago and then evolved in isolation. And two of the very unique features of the species is that they were very short. So again, about the same size as Lucy, around 3 feet tall. And secondly, that they had tiny brains. And there's been a lot of debate about whether this is an adaptation or in fact a pathology. And there's still a lot of research being done. But what was clear is that there were multiple species outside of Africa within the past 2 million years. So now let's move on to the origins of Homo neanderthalensis and Homo sapiens. There's some question about the species preceding Neanderthal and Homo sapiens. Some say that it was Heidelbergensis, but there's debate about that. However, what is clear is that the Neanderthal species arose somewhere within the past 300,000 to 400,000 years, and Homo sapiens arose within the past 200,000 years. And this is a fossil from Neanderthal. We can see a few features such as the double-arched and very wide brow ridges, a broad nose, a very large brain size, and a retromolar space. And in fact, these species were very robust. The males would have been over 6 feet tall. They had very big bones, and they had rather big brains. In fact, here are some reconstructions of Neanderthal. We have the old reconstruction and then the more recent one as well. So anatomically, modern humans, Homo sapiens sapiens, arose approximately 200,000 years ago. In fact, here, these red dots are representing locations where fossils have been found of anatomically modern humans. And the oldest fossil is dated to around 150 to 195,000 years ago in southern Ethiopia. We also see evidence of early modern human behavior dated to 70,000 years ago, or even as old as 120,000 years ago in caves in South Africa, and also some from East Africa as well.